So I wanted to start running games at my local community center, and I wanted a visual element to my games, so I decided to make a portable dungeon kit that's cheap, easy, and fast to make. First, the tiles themselves. These are just squares drawn on thin chipboard, then cut out. You could easily do this with cardboard too, of course. The squares are 1.5-inch square instead of 1-inch square, so that miniatures, tokens, or pawns can sit comfortably next to each other. They don't have walls, so the layout can be arranged to form many different kinds of rooms and corridors. They're also double-sided, so I can show some elevation. Some special tiles can be used to denote a staircase or a trap. Of course, you could just use that and make drawings for custom tiles and stuff, but here are some optional things that I found to be useful. Doors, of course, are the first thing that come to mind. These are just some doors from HeroQuest, painted up. For everything else, I like a degree of abstraction. I have these 1-inch cubes that can denote pillars, but they can also represent altars or statues. In the same vein, I have some longer rectangular cubes. These can serve as bookcases or barricades. I also have these dungeon stackers that can be made to form different shapes. With just these three structures, you can represent a wide variety of dungeon furnishings. So mine are 3D printed, but there are some excellent tutorials I will put in the description for how to craft them yourself very inexpensively. I also have these glass beads, aquarium beads of some sort, that I use to indicate various things. From blood trails, to wells, to fire. These can represent a lot of elemental effects. You can even put on a gelatinous cube. Gelatinous cubes in my games are transparent, though you could do green ones too. Speaking of which, how about miniatures? I have a lot of painted miniatures that I do as a hobby, but for my games I settled on mostly using multicolored wooden chess pawns with miniatures for the player characters. Sometimes I also use little homemade circular tokens, but I find that the pawns do a better job of abstraction. Using chess pawns allows me to field a large array of creatures. The color does a lot of the heavy lifting. Green for goblins or orcs, purple for mages, red for kobolds or berserkers. And when I do bring out a proper miniature, either as a leader or just as a particularly special encounter, it's much more impressive. Another benefit of using these materials instead of using, say, expensive terrain is that you can easily sweep them aside to set up a new scene without a fear of breaking them. As for how I use them, during the game, either myself or the mapper will be mapping the dungeon out on graph paper. I only really take these out when an encounter presents itself, and I set up only what is necessary to help visualize the scene. This means you don't have to have a lot of the tiles and the furnishings, and they pack away very nicely in some portable storage containers. There's even room for dice. I hope you enjoyed this video. I haven't uploaded in a while because I have been having something of a health crisis again. I won't go into details, but I had to prioritize my health and take an extended vacation, not just from YouTube, but from work as well. But crafting and painting has really been helping me get through this rough patch. And if I can help inspire people to make things or get into things in a more accessible way, that makes me really happy. So, thanks for watching.